Hi, today I'm making some incense that we're going to burn in our Tazza, I believe it's called. Tazza is Spanish for cup, but I think in Italian it's Tazza, but I might be wrong. So what we're putting in, there's some pine resin, there's some cinnamon, and then we're going to add a little bit of honey. Now these things can be added directly, so we've got some burning embers in the bottom of our Tazza here. So if I put that on, you'll start to see the smoke from the pine coming up hopefully in a moment. Personally, I like to add a little bit of the cinnamon and the honey to just sweeten up the smell a little bit. So the reason for crushing it is just to help it along with burning, and then you can make little pellets of incense that you can then use at a later date. And I do find small amounts of the incense is best. So already the smell from just this crushed up cinnamon and the crushed up pine is lovely. And then the honey is used to just bind that together. You can go smaller than that if you want to, but I think that's just fine to get started. Then I'm taking my honey, and this honey is already started to crystallize, which for this job is a benefit because it's not quite so runny. So a good use for crystallized honey. Just mixing it all together, and the smell from this is lovely as well. So you're starting to get this really nice sticky kind of, it's not quite a paste, it's a bit too lumpy to be a paste. And then you can apportion it out into small pieces to be used. You can either make one big ball, which you can then, once it's dried out a little bit, crush and use, or you can use it as it is. So we just drop that in, and this stuff I'll make it into a ball, and I will save it for a later date for use. And hopefully what you'll see in a minute is we start to get a nice bit of smoke going. I can see it happening there. I can start to the first thing I'm smelling is the sweetness of the honey coming out, and then you're starting to get the other pine and cinnamon smells. A small amount of incense is all that's required to get a really nice smell from it. If you put too much in, it can get extremely smoky and unpleasant, and just too much. And like I say, that's lovely. The only reason we're doing it outside is we've just set the fire alarms off, doing experiments. So we've had to do it outside the workshop because, yeah, health and safety requires us to have them alarms. So you can just see there the incense is smoking away and just sizzling nicely, and you're getting the sweet honey smell and then the cinnamon smell, and then there's just the slight background smell of pine, which for me is my preference. Perhaps it's just because I like sweeter smells, but it's rather pleasant. So that's how you use your Tazza. Now you would not want to pick it up at this stage. It is too hot to shift, and ideally you want it on a plate or something that you can move it around with. You don't really want to have to touch it once it's got the coals in there.